I'm Kevin, I play guitar, do a bit of vocals.
I'm Josh, I sing.
I play drums.
Who are you?
I'm Cameron.
I'm Aaron, play guitar.
Garth, I play bass.
And sucks dick.
We were all really stoned when we came up with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything. It was a thrown together name a night before the first show, and I blame Cameron for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
That's it, there's nothing really, nothing exciting about it.
I knew it'd go gold as soon as we wrote it.
Yeah, me too.
No, like it's done probably a lot better than our expectations. It was a lot different than our other stuff, so we didn't know how the kids were going to make the transition to it. But I think it's done exceedingly well, and we're still releasing another single soon, or today actually, and still touring off it. So you know, it's done better than we all hoped. But I don't know if kids are really mosh. Like,
It's from my parents.
they're not hardcore moshing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really get
They
crazy.
do. It's funny because they mosh, but there's like no parts in any of our songs to mosh to. So they just try to do it anyway. You're just like, dude.
They just know that.
The best part
you
about it
listen
is
to
everyone-
hardcore, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's
that's
just pushed
it.
to the front most of
It's
the
about
time.
me going to the
So
terrace.
it's not usually crazy and stuff like that. It's just kids like, you know, right up the front and enjoying the music and stuff. So you can't really mosh to our music that much, I don't think.
I don't know, we all sit down and probably put together something that we feel like is going to bring the best out in our performance, but also encourage the crowd a lot more. But we sit down, write it out, and then probably rehearse it a couple times to see if it works, and then try it out a couple shows. If it doesn't really work so well like we thought it would, we revise. But it's not really rocket science, that one.
We love it.
Yeah, we love it.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's who we are.
It's what we work so hard to be labelled as, you know? And
I
it
couldn't think of
brings
anything
a
else.
tear to the eye.
I don't think we could think of anything else we'd want to be called, you know?
Thinking about it makes me want to cut my wrists.
It's a myth. It's all a myth. There's no sex,
Definitely
there's
is.
no drugs,
Yeah.
there's no rock and roll.
Even though we all
Not
have
in our band,
girlfriends, there's still
anyway.
no sex.
There's no
We
rock
have
and
sex.
Oh yeah, we as a band have sex. As far as yeah.
But that's only on tour. When we're back, we're completely straight.
Yeah,
But when we're in the band, it's like Priscilla going to the desert.
Garth, we usually strap Garth to the roof with like a 40-foot dress.
And duct tape, and lots of electrical tape to hold him on.
Yeah.
Flying about.
And we just drive into the sunset.
There's scats all over the glass roof.
We
Yeah.
each have a helicopter.
Yeah.
Each. So it wasn't, you know, we didn't just demand it, but we got it, you know. So
Brandy house each.
I'm not going to be the retard and jokes about.
Okay.
We didn't make any demands. No, we made
What did you get out of it?
I wanted my own claims.
we just pretty much stipulated that we were going to retain all creative control over the music. That anything we wrote wasn't going to be influenced by what they had to say. Obviously, we're going to listen to them because they have a lot of experience in this. And
Fly, trying to.
and it's yeah, way to ruin it.
We just we wanted to have control of our music and have the funding that we needed to be able to do the product that we wanted to create.
And they were pretty flexible with that. Like I think earlier in the piece they offered X amount of dollars, but to achieve the outcome of the product that we wanted, we needed a little bit more, and they were willing to throw that extra cash in even halfway through the recording and stuff like that, which wasn't explicitly written into contracts or anything like that. So they've been really good.
Not to mention they hadn't even heard anything for like when did they first hear something?
When it
like
got
months
mastered.
into the recording process.
After it was mastered, they heard
Yeah.
it. So they didn't, like, John heard a couple of the tracks just music-wise, but that was about it. They just had complete faith in what we were doing, so that was real cool on their behalf.
I don't know, it's something we didn't expect, or we didn't. I don't know. For me personally, it was. It didn't really faze me either way.
It was in and it was out, so like so quickly.
Yeah.
Like you said, it looks good and it sounds good, but
It's really
doesn't
not.
change
At the
it.
end,
it
of the
doesn't really
day,
mean
it doesn't
anything
really
to
do
us.
anything for our band.
Like, it just creates a hype,
Yeah.
like a mainstream hype, and that's about it. Like,
And it's almost a false hype because a lot of number ones in Australia
all
can't pull
industry.
dick to shows. So
Yeah.
it's all industry, and like, yeah, all those people vote for that, not the people, you know. It goes off record sales, but at the same time, it goes off people who are on bigger labels get more units sold because they're bought out. So it's all a bunch of wank, basically.
Sleeping with demons.
Flashbacks
Like
to the first DVD.
the new one, I guess, on an overall, it addresses issues in the world that aren't usually addressed in mainstream media and that are generally glossed over or glorified in some way. So in every song there's an element of that in there, but overall we wanted, because it's so dark and gloomy, we wanted it to project some hope there. So that's why we named it Revelation for Despair, because it was sort of an idea for the hopelessness that was going on within the songs, even though the songs didn't, explicitly talk about hope. It was just outlining issues that hopefully people could read into the lyrics and discuss on their own terms and in their own time to come to some kind of conclusion. Either way, I put some of my thoughts into it, but it was fairly objectional, I thought, overall, to leave it up to the people to decide what they thought was better or what they thought was best in this world, or I don't know.
Overall, I think the message that comes across, it's more like showing people so then they can become better people themselves. Because this whole thing is that people like learn from like the record and maybe think, well, my life isn't so f***ed up or whatever, and like try to be more of a positive person or whatever.
The main thing, we want to do as a band is just convey a positive attitude and not be negative.
We're not all negative. Joshy is.
Yeah.
It's negative,
No, we're not all negative. We're all very happy people, and
dude. We are.
we're doing something we love. So
Yeah.
Thrice.
Thrice were amazing.
Best band there.
Suicidal.
I think the drive
yeah.
from Brisbane to Sydney, spooning Josh on the floor of the van was the highlight for me.
Yeah, we spooned.
Listen to 12th Man.
We had to drive overnight after the show in Brisbane to the Sydney show, so it was like a 12 or 14 hour trip it turned into.
It's fair hell.
Yeah, overnight in a drive in a van. But no, they were really cool shows. It's a fair bit of difference playing to a big, I don't know, it wasn't a stadium crowd, but a festival crowd. It's a lot of difference being on a bigger stage, being so detached from people. It's a lot kind of harder to interact with people on a person-to-person basis, just because in smaller club venues you got that physical interaction. On a bigger scale, you got to, encourage the crowd more with,
Abuse.
They seem to respond to
Like
swearing a
called
lot.
Cunts.
Yeah.
They respond by throwing bottles.
But also crowd participation parts and stuff we try and work into the set just to create that intimacy, I guess, that you don't get at the larger shows.
We'd like to say thanks to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody that's helped. Even if you've done the smallest of things or even burnt our record or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thank everybody right from the beginning that's helped us. Freezer, our managers, anyone that's come to a show, anyone's bought a CD, like Kev said, burnt it, shared it with their friends overseas or here. It's all helped us in some way to get where we are.